Alright folks, welcome to Rogue Company. Everyone's been asking me to play this. Obviously I'm a third person shooter kind of guy, Modern Warfare 2 third person, Gears of War 1, 2, 3, 4, you know the drill. We've played every third person shooter there is, and I do enjoy a good third person game. Even PUBG third person I enjoy. So I was keen to try this out, but I was hesitant, and I want to jump in and give you my overall thoughts, opinions, and maybe you're also considering playing it, maybe you've played it and you're interested in my thoughts, maybe we can have a dialogue in the comments. Do let me know what your experience is with Rogue Company. So immediately I'm playing on PC, so I check the settings. Everything is there that I can think of: motion blur, ADS blur, changing all your remappable keys. There's nothing really I could think that was missing from a gaming standpoint, apart from maybe an FOV slider, but I guess that's a balancing thing because there's crossplay. They don't want crazy FOVs. Maybe Gears of War could take note there. So I jumped straight into the tutorial here. Oh, you fly in this game like every other modern shooter going. I went through the training mode. This is teaching you how to use your guns, how to throw your katanas, your melee weapons, you know, just very, very basic stuff. Now, I will say, compared to Gears of War, as I guess that's what you're interested in, the training mode felt a little better. It felt a little snappier, a little faster. It did make me want to get into the game. It didn't drag. But I didn't load into the game and I wasn't blown away by something. You also have abilities. These are like character classes. They all have their own guns, perks, abilities, and that's obviously going to change how you play. This one had a throwable knife that exploded. Loading in, you know, you've got your rogues. These are free-to-play characters that you earn through playtime. Granted, I found it to be a little bit slow. I played for about 4 hours and I've earned about 2,000 to 3,000 coins. It's about 15,000 for a rogue. It might take a while to unlock everybody. You've also got like the sponsorships, you know, Dr. Disrespect, 100 Thieves. You've got the coins, you've got the skins, the banners. It's your generic free-to-play game shop that we've all come to, I guess, expect, put up with. You know, it's not something we enjoy, but it is what it is. This is a free game. It has 3 game modes, unlike Gears of War that has tons. You can see why Gears of War struggles. You know, even brand new games releasing have very few game modes. Gears really stretches itself thin. When you jump into the game, you're going to be greeted by this little montage of the character you've selected, and also your teammates' characters that they've selected. This was relatively amusing once, but honestly, after seeing it 30 times, it gets a bit boring. You head in, you're going to have a shop. Now, each character can basically purchase a variety of guns, equipment, perks to make life easier, and once you've purchased them once, you can repurchase them to level them up. These might make them better, faster, stronger, etc. So it seems pretty generic so far, and I was wondering what the fuss was. I've seen professional players, I've seen big streamers all hype this game up. Dr. Disrespect is all over it. You know, not to throw shade at Domes, but Domes is somebody I follow from the Gears scene. And he was saying this is one of the best games of all time. He's since deleted the tweet. And he's also said that he's grinding it heavily and he can't stop playing it. It's incredible. And I know Domes really likes Gears of War. He's one of the only people I follow on Twitter. So I thought, well, he's enjoying it, so I'll give it a go. Again, no shade to Domes. It's just that modern thing of it's new, it's fresh, and everyone's enjoying it, right? So it's getting hyped up. And I get it. There's tons of streamers, not just Domes, on my friends list. On my Twitter that, you know, are getting super amped up about this game. And from my perspective as an outsider looking in, I was like, this game looks really generic. Somebody described this game as a checkbox game. It's got the drop-in with an aeroplane wingsuit. It's got the colourful floaty characters. It's got the skins. It's got the Fortnite style movement. It's got the free-to-play shop. It's got the challenges. And it's got like the sponsorships type deals, like your John Wick skin, your Dr. Disrespect skin, you know, costing upwards of £20. So from the outside looking in, I was like, this is a pretty generic game. I have no idea where the hype's coming from, but I do like third person games. People on my friends list have been telling me to play it. People tweeting, DMing me, hey, have you played it? Have you played it? Have you played it? Well, I've now played it and I can show it to you. So again, you're going to jump in, you can kind of see where the enemy team's landing, you can judge where you're landing, and this is just some random gameplay. There's a couple decent moments, a couple just bits of gameplay that I saved just to put in the background whilst we chat. Immediately, yeah, one of the nice things is you can shoulder swap, but I feel like that's more necessary because it's a rifle heavy game. And being a rifle heavy game, one of the main things that I struggled with when playing this game was simply outplaying people. Yeah, you can win a 1v1, a 2v1, but where I really struggled was when you were trying to retake or clutch a situation. Now, I know that's difficult on any game, Counter-Strike, Gears, whatever. But because it takes a long time to kill somebody, the time to kill in this game can be pretty fast if you beam somebody, but also relatively slow if you don't. You don't have that one tap. There's not that one deagle headshot on CSGO where you can just crack a few people with an AK or a deagle and then just go ahead and retake. On this, everything is a fight, which is nice at the beginning because you're constantly involved in the gunfights. You know, sometimes when you purchase a new game or you play a new game, you get instantly killed all the time and you're like, what's going on? Because the gunfights are kind of extended, I did manage to find myself getting involved a little bit more. But that could also be that I've played a ton of third-person games. I'm not a complete noob when it comes to third-person games. So I was doing okay right from the get-go. Maybe people struggle with that. The gunplay itself feels a bit mushy. The netcode, I wasn't really enjoying it, I'll be honest. There are some cool moments like this where you outplay, but you can see when they're down on the floor, when you're trying to take 2v1s, 3v1s, because you can't instantly kill somebody and finish them off and just get involved in the next fight, it becomes very difficult to clutch. And I was finding like, yeah, the opening section of the game was pretty fun. Like you land, you do a few picks, a few pot shots across the map, maybe you kill somebody, but the retaking was not great. Yeah, I wasn't really enjoying it. This is like a canals map, I think it's called, or is it? Maybe this isn't canals, but it's one of the larger maps, I felt like. This was okay, I had different areas to attack, but all I just kept thinking when I was playing the game, I wasn't like not enjoying it. It was okay. I don't know, it just didn't grab me. It's a free-to-play third-person shooter, and I'm not exactly sure why everyone's enjoying it so much. I don't see what you're getting from this that you aren't getting in another title. This game, if I was to describe it, is like Fortnite, but worse with no building. And that's not to say it's like a terrible game that you shouldn't try. If you want to download it, it's free. You're going to be able to have some fun for an hour or two with friends. As you get better, you're going to be able to win some 1v2s. There's a pinging system, which is nice. The abilities do make it sort of fresh, but it just feels like a checkbox game. Like they've tried to put everything in that everybody likes. Heroes from Apex, the art style of Fortnite, the shops of every free-to-play game go in, and again, the netcode is really weird. I felt like a lot of the time, well, not just I felt, I did. I would shoot people, bullets would completely miss. I would shoot people where they weren't and get loads of hit markers. And honestly, after playing Gears 5, I'm not really interested in playing another game that has an irritating netcode. Yeah, maybe it gets fixed, but I'm not going to stick around and play it because I'm not invested in this game like I'm in Gears. So me trying it out and feeling like I was shooting people and they weren't dying just didn't feel good. The game isn't bad. It's got some game modes. It's got, you know, the generic gunplay. But there wasn't that, like, when I played it, I was like, that was fun for an hour or two. But I didn't want to carry on playing it. Got your perk, they help a little bit, but should I say they don't really innovate? Yeah, faster reloading, you know, a little bit of armor. And I didn't like the fact that once you purchased the grenades, or purchased anything, once you died, you still respawn with them. So maybe in a round you don't quite win, but you made that whole team use their grenades. Well, they're just going to spawn with them next round for free anyway, so as the game goes on, everybody gets progressively stronger. And it really is surprising that so many Gears players are liking this, because it really does feel like a much less skilled version of Gears. It's nowhere near as cool looking. The characters aren't as cool. There's no cover system. There's way less outplay potential, in my opinion. Because it's just a cookie cutter. It's like it's like every game. Well, that's all I kept thinking. It was like every game I've ever played jammed together. Valorant, Overwatch. It's like got a little bit of their something in it for everybody, but it just doesn't do anything that well, I feel like. So it's okay. You can get some beams, you can call out, you can push people, you know, you can have a bit of fun for an hour or two, but I don't see why the big hype is for this game. Maybe it improves, maybe I get better at it and I put more time into it and I enjoy it, but honestly my initial impression was just like, yeah, it's not a bad game. I had a bit of fun, but I have no idea why it's so hyped, and I just don't know what it does new. I don't know what it innovates on at all, and that's fine. Maybe you don't innovate on something, maybe you just improve on something. I'm not even sure what this improves on. So that was my thoughts for Rogue Company. I think it's worth trying, but I just don't see where the hype's coming from at all.